Hey guys, welcome to the Phantom Wealth. This channel has been on my mind for a very long time now, and I finally decided if I don't do this now, I'm probably never gonna do it. It's been a passion of mine to talk about finance and building wealth. I'm 31, based in California, and I became a millionaire when I was 29, without owning any real estate and inheritance, just through investing. But let me take you back. I'm 22, just about to graduate college. I was lucky. My parents paid for my undergrad. I majored in animation and visual effects, and all I wanted to do was work in Pixar. I grew up watching those movies, Toy Story and Finding Nemo, and I thought, hey, let me try animating. I thought that I would be so good at that and love to do that. And then when I saw like those guys actually really get paid well, let me actually pursue something like this. And so that's what I did. I decided to go to college to do that. But honestly, I just wasn't good enough. I don't get me wrong, right? I got decent grades like A's and B's, but my work never stood out, not compared to like how other people's did. So, because I wasn't as creative as they were, that's when my dreams started to fade. That's when I knew, like, when I was applying and not hearing back from anyone, like Pixar, Disney, and then DreamWorks, I tried multiple places. That's when I knew this is not going to work. So I was desperate at that point. I took the first job I could find. There was a small firm that was so desperate, needed for like a graphic designer, and I it didn't bother me. Although I went for visual effects and animation, I would take the graphic designer role. Like, it's fine. They were offering me like $60,000, and I'm like, oh my god, I need to take this immediately. There's no way I'm gonna miss this, right? So I immediately just took that, and I'm like, okay, I'll figure it out later, but that's what I need to do. And of course, $60,000 was definitely a lot of money to me. And of course, I make the first mistake. I go out and buy a card. And not just a cheap card. Like, I go out and buy a $30,000 card. Like, half my salary, I just went and made that massive mistake right there, right? And yes, I did move closer to work, so gas, I wasn't paying for gas all the time, right? I was very lucky and found a small, tiny studio for about $700 a month. And at that point, it just became the standard 9 to 5. You're going to work, you're paying off the car, you're coming home, and that's kind of how it was for some time. So I started budgeting, right? So every dollar I made had a purpose: bills or saving. If it wasn't going to bills, barely entertainment, right? I told my girlfriend that no, like, we're not going anywhere, we're not going on trips. I know I'm making pretty decent amount, like, and she was doing okay. I was just prioritizing saving, right? And I started researching, how do I build wealth? And at that time, I discovered investing. I discovered Dave Ramsey. At first, it was definitely simple. He just simply said, invest in good growth mutual funds. And so that's what I did, right? I stumbled upon eventually option trading, though. And although I kept doing the good growth stock mutual funds and investing in them, I wanted to move over and see how this option trade, like, at least try it, see what it is. And I didn't realize that selling calls and puts and generating income like that was a possibility. I really didn't. I didn't know any of that stuff until I saw the magic of what it could do. Once I saw that I can reinvest almost all the money that it was producing on itself, and also the money that I was putting in monthly into the account, that's when it started exploding, and that's what I could not believe. And from 2018 and 19 onwards, it really started accelerating. Every raise, every bonus, every bit of income that I received from sold options, from dividends, I reinvested it. I went from $100,000 to eventually $250,000 to then $500,000. And then by 29, I hit $1 million. And I really, really could not believe it. And I am so grateful. All of it, every single dollar, came from discipline and reinvestment. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. Please definitely do your own research and due diligence before you get into any of this. But so from there, after all of that, today I am now 31. I'm married. I have about 1.4 million invested. Obviously, it's been compounding since then, right? I'm still doing the same reinvestment, still selling puts, still selling calls, growing quietly behind the scenes, and finding freedom on my own terms. And that's why I created this channel, to share my stories, my wins, my losses, and the mindset that got me here. I like to talk about investing, how I trade, what I've learned, and the challenges I still face. This is for anyone trying to build wealth slowly. It's the slow grind that really, really gets you up there. Sometimes you go through those hard times, but if you can budget it right, you can really turn it into something golden. But thanks for listening to my story. It's this kind of content that I would love to keep going and keep bringing to you. If you like this content, please like and subscribe and join me on this journey. Thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next one.